Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today I wanted to take a look at some of the players that we should be keeping an eye on for the first batch of OTAs for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now the first guy I want to talk about is Antoine Winfield Jr. He just got himself a shiny brand new contract paying him $21 million per year over the next 4 seasons. The reason I have Winfield Jr. on this list is because I'm curious to see where they're going to use him. Are they going to use him in a variety of different ways like they've done in the past? Could that include nickel cornerback? Could that include, blitzing again as a safety? I think the answer is yes, but I want to see if the Bucs can get even more creative with Winfield Jr., especially now that they are paying him so much money. I really want to see how much they can use Winfield to impact the defense, impact the entirety of the game, and that's where you see experimentation like this take place, especially during this portion of the offseason. That is why I have Winfield Jr. on this list. Now, one thing I do want to say is, yes, you can include the entirety of the most recent draft class. Graham Barton's going to be in there. Jalen McMillan, Bucky Irving, Chris Braswell can all be in there as well, of course, right? But what about the guys that they are going to be competing with for roles on this team? What about Trey Palmer, wide receiver last year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, former 6th-round draft pick, a guy that I've talked about recently here on the channel with his upcoming battle with Jalen McMillan for that number 3 wide receiver spot. This is where it all starts, essentially. And Palmer had a solid year last year for a 6th-round draft pick as well. Just really overachieved, in my opinion. I'm going to be curious to see what Palmer can do to build off of that strong rookie season, as he's got some stiff competition ahead of him for that wide receiver 3 role. A very similar thing can be said about Chase Edmonds, who last year did have some injuries overall, only played in 13 games for the Bucs last year, did have 176 rushing yards, which was good for 3.6 yards per carry. He did have 81 receiving yards as well. However, if fully healthy, I think we can see more of Chase Edmonds going forward. I take a look back at those 2020 and 2021 seasons where he was very effective both as a runner and as a receiver as well. The past couple of years, injuries have really taken their toll on Edmonds, but if healthy, we can see that 2020, 2021 version of Edmonds that's just a really good backup running back, a really good number 2, a complement to Rachaad White. He's going to be battling with Bucky Irving for some running back opportunities, so let's pay attention to that as well. I got to mention Baker Mayfield. I mean, he's in the thumbnail just because that's such a cool photo of Baker Mayfield, in my opinion. And, of course, he's the $100 million man now for the Bucs, right? And this is where you begin to hopefully see continuity at that quarterback position in, I know, the post-Tom Brady era and whatnot, but let's just forget about all that and think about the Baker Mayfield era right now. Baker's coming off of a season where he had over 4,000 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, a winning record, and a playoff win. Great first year in Tampa Bay for Baker. Can he build off of that? That's going to be an important question there. He's getting Liam Cohen back, his offensive coordinator, while he was with the Rams for a month and posted a 4-touchdown, 2-interception, and 850-yard stretch over those few games with the Rams. Can we see continuity here? Can we see continued improvement from Baker and just continue to build chemistry with his guys? That's what you hope for, especially since you're paying Baker so much money. I am optimistic, and this is where it starts. I want to talk about, Robert Hainsey real quick. Coming in, the past couple of years, Hainsey's been the starting center after the Ryan Jensen injury. Now you've brought in Graham Barton, and Hainsey's role is a little undetermined right now. I personally believe he's going to be battling for that left guard spot. I've heard other people interpret comments from Jason Light to say that he's going to be battling for the starting center job. I fully believe Graham Barton will be this team's day 1 starting center. And that leaves Robert Hainsey possibly battling, I should say, with guys like Sua Opeta, Ben Bredesen for that starting left guard job. And it's going to be an interesting battle, in my opinion. It's going to be one worth paying attention to with Robert Hainsey, with possibly even throw Elijah Klein in there as well, with Ben Bredesen being in that mix, with Sua Opeta being in that mix. I don't believe I'm forgetting anybody, but you get my point. It's going to be a very big battle for that left guard spot, for that starting left guard spot. And there's a lot of good names that are going to be out there. Cody Mock's playing right guard, by the way, so we don't really have to dive into all that. But you know, let's see what Robert Hainsey can do. He was going to be competing at that starting guard spot before the injury to Ryan Jensen occurred. Now he has a chance to do that yet again and possibly be a quality starting guard at only the age of 5 years old right now by the start of this upcoming season. Well, he will be 26, but still an incredibly young offensive lineman for the Bucs going forward. So I'm going to be interested in seeing Robert Hainsey and where they want to use him. Finally, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. It's a big year upcoming for JTS. They did not pick up his fifth-year option. That is the Buccaneers. Still only 25 years old. Extremely young. But you take a look at what he's done at the NFL level, and it's been okay, right? 13 career sacks in 3 years for Tampa Bay. It's not ideal. You don't love to see that. I mean, he is averaging 4 sacks per year, which whenever you take a look at a first round draft pick, my goodness, a first round draft pick, you expect more than 5 sacks per season. That's what you will get from a rotational type of guy. That's not what you want JTS to be. So here's hoping that he can improve. Todd Bowles has hinted that he finally knows how to use JTS after a couple of years of getting him in the system. So what does that mean? Are you going to play JTS at inside linebacker or blitzing? He's got the size for it, 6'5", 259, at least according to Pro Football Reference. Does that mean you're going to put his hand in the dirt along the defensive line and have him rush with guys like Kalijah Kancey and Vita Vea? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But it's going to be interesting to see how he gets moved around and things along those lines. All this type of experimentation starts here in the first group of OTAs. But let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions about this down in the comments section below. Are there any other players that you guys are going to be keeping an eye on? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear them. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. As always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.